The wrong number that changed everything. The afternoon sunlight filtered through the tall windows of Alexander Hayes's penthouse office, casting long shadows across his mahogany desk. At 45, Alexander had built an empire from nothing, turning a small tech startup into a billion-dollar corporation. His days were filled with board meetings, conference calls, and decisions that affected thousands of employees worldwide. Success had brought him everything he thought he wanted, yet lately, something felt missing from his carefully ordered life. He was reviewing quarterly reports when his private phone rang. Alexander frowned at the unfamiliar number on the screen. Only a handful of people had access to this line, and he recognized all their numbers by heart. For a moment, he considered letting it go to voicemail, but something made him answer, he said, his voice carrying the crisp authority that came naturally after years of leadership. What he heard next made him sit up straight in his leather chair. A small voice, trembling with panic and tears, came through the phone. "Please help me, my Lyly is dying. She won't wake up and I don't know what to do." Alexander's business instincts kicked in immediately. "Slow down," he said, his voice gentling automatically. "What's your name, sweetheart?" "Emma," came the shaky reply. "Emma Mitchell. I tried calling 911, but I think I pressed the wrong numbers. Please, you have to help me. Lyly won't move." Emma Mitchell. The name stirred something in Alexander's memory, though he couldn't quite place it. "Emma, I need you to take a deep breath for me. Can you do that?" He heard a shuddering intake of breath on the other end of the line. "Okay," Emma whispered. "Good. Girl, now tell me what happened to Lyly. Is she your sister?" "No," Emma said, her voice still thick with tears. "She's my teddy bear. Mommy gave her to me when Daddy left, and she's been with me every day since then. But this morning when I woke up, her stuffing was coming out, and now she's all floppy and I think she's dying." Alexander felt his chest tightened unexpectedly. This wasn't a medical emergency in the traditional sense, but to this little girl, it was the most important crisis in her world. He could hear the genuine distress in her voice, the kind of pure, honest emotion that his business world rarely contained. "Emma, where's your mommy right now?" he asked softly. "She's at work. She works at night cleaning offices, so she sleeps during the day. I didn't want to wake her up because she looked so tired this morning." Emma's voice grew smaller. "But I don't know how to fix Lyly, and I'm scared she's really going to die." Alexander stood up from his desk, pacing to the window that overlooked the city below. Somewhere down there was a little girl who had accidentally called him in her moment of need, and something about her innocence and worry touched a part of his heart he had forgotten existed. "Emma, listen to me carefully. Lyly isn't dying, sweetheart. Teddy bears can't die the way people do. When their stuffing comes out, it just means they need to be fixed, like when you get a cut and need a bandage." "Really?" Emma's voice held the faintest hint of hope. "Really," Alexander confirmed. "I bet there are people who know exactly how to fix Lyly and make her good as new again. Would you like me to help you find them?" "You would do that? But you don't even know me." Alexander smiled, surprising himself. Sometimes the most important help comes from unexpected places. "Emma." For the next 20 minutes, Alexander found himself in the strangest conversation of his professional life. Instead of discussing profit margins and market strategies, he was listening to an 8-year-old girl describe her beloved teddy bear in careful detail. Emma told him about Lyly's soft brown fur, her blue ribbon that was getting frayed, and how she smelled like the lavender soap her mommy used. As they talked, Alexander was making calls on his other phone, using his extensive network to find the best toy repair specialist in the city. It was a surreal experience, using the same connections that helped him close million-dollar deals to find someone who could rest off a teddy bear. "Emma," he said finally, "I found someone who can help Lyly. Her name is Mrs. Peterson, and she fixes toys for children all over the city. She's going to come to your house this afternoon." "But I don't have any money," Emma said quietly. "Mommy says we have to be careful about money right now." "Don't worry about that," Alexander replied. "Mrs. Peterson is my friend, and she wants to help Lyly feel better." 2 hours later, Alexander found himself doing something he hadn't done in years. He left his office in the middle of a workday, telling his assistant to reschedule his meetings. He couldn't explain why, but he needed to see this through. He arrived at the modest apartment building just as Mrs. Peterson was coming downstairs, a gentle smile on her weathered face. She carried a small bag in her hands. "Mr. Hayes," she asked, "that little girl is something special. I've never seen a child love a toy quite so much." "How is Lyly?" Alexander asked, feeling oddly invested in the answer. "Good as new," Mrs. Peterson said warmly, "maybe even a little better than before. I added some extra soft stuffing and fixed that ribbon she was so worried about." Alexander climbed the stairs to the 3rd floor and knocked gently on apartment 3B. The door opened to reveal a little girl with pigtails and bright, curious eyes. In her arms was a beautifully restored teddy bear. "Are you the man who helped me?" Emma asked, her eyes wide with wonder. "I am," Alexander said, kneeling down to her level. "How's Lyly feeling?" Emma hugged the teddy bear tighter. "She's perfect. Mrs. Peterson said she's going to live for a very long time." She looked up at Alexander with the serious expression that children sometimes wear when they're about to say something important. "Thank you for helping me when I called the wrong number." Emma, Alexander said gently, I don't think you called the wrong number at all. I think you called exactly the number you were supposed to call. As Alexander walked back to his car, he realized something had shifted inside him. For years he had measured success in profits and power, but this afternoon he had experienced something different. The joy in Emma's eyes when she saw her restored teddy bear was worth more than any business deal he had ever closed. That evening, Alexander made a decision that would change his life. He established a foundation to help single mothers and their children, offering everything from emergency assistance to educational support. He called it the Lyly Foundation, in honor of a little girl's beloved teddy bear and the accidental phone call that reminded him what truly mattered. Sometimes, the most important calls in life are the ones we never expected to receive.